Buy a jet ski.
Something like that.
Yeah. The worst investment you can do is a jet ski.
Yeah, I don't know. A boat's not don't want to offend any of my boaters out there, but a boat's not really a good investment either.
No.
Now, I live right next to the lake, so I mean, obviously,
Now I've learned on that one. Just if you're gonna go fishing, get a fishing guide. They have a boat because I don't do it all the time.
Yeah, I just rent one.
Yeah, or rent one.
Yeah, and it's awesome for like 4 hours.
You're like it's so expensive to rent it, but it's really not.
Yeah, that's a shout out to aquaholics.com if y'all want rent boats from him.
I know those guys.
Yeah, I went to high school with him.
Did you?
Mike? Yeah,
I've used him before.
Mike, great guy. Yeah.
So okay, we'll talk about that off air. But yeah, I know.
I'll have to get some sponsor money from him, some advertising money.
Yeah, right.
Because he just, like 3 people now know of him.
Well, I just booked the Lake Austin for I think July 2nd.
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, just been out there on the lake.
Okay, good for you. Yeah.
4th of July weekend.
Yeah. I'll be at the coast.
It'll be 110, by the way.
I'll be at the coast fishing.
All right, so that's where we're going.
Yep.
Sunscreen.
All right.
Sunscreen.
Hello, Austin, Texas. You're listening to the Home Team with Troy and Wyatt, where we bring sports and money together for your education and entertainment. If you have any questions about anything we say today, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com, or you can give me a call at 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing
your
American dream. Hey, and just remember, if you have any complaints, reach out to Wyatt
Troy,
on the Facebook.
All right.
And that's the Home Team 512.
That's right.
And remember, we're visual at the YouTube, the Home Team 512.
We're visual?
I was going to say live and local, but that we're really not because it's recorded.
But you can see.
So it's visual.
Yeah,
so we're visual at the
All
YouTube.
Right. Not visceral. Visual.
Right.
Yes, that's right.
Definitely not that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, money is super important. Most people don't understand it. They don't use it properly.
Right.
I don't want to say are a burden to it, some paycheck to paycheck sort of thing, and they don't have to be.
Right.
But American marketing is really good. So most people live paycheck to paycheck because American marketing is really, really good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's getting better. My phone won't leave me alone with all the things I like.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
you literally, it is 100% official now. If you say something around your phone, it will try to convince you to buy it.
It does.
Yeah.
I have hunting and fishing gear sales on my phone all the time. They're like, get away from me. I don't want to look at you. Stop.
Yes.
All the ads.
Stop
and so it takes a lot. I mean, and if you don't have a desired purpose for your finances, you are not going to do well with it. If you don't have a budget and you don't check it and follow it, you're just not going to do. You're going to look up when you're closer to my age and go, man, it's about time. I got to start thinking about retirement, and I got nothing. So so that's important. And something that's very important for money is, of course, investing. Right. You keep your expenses down. Take it mindful of all your income.
Sure.
Invest your 20%.
Right.
Invest in retirement. Invest in pre-retirement, things like that.
You didn't mention lottery.
I mean, no.
No, you don't think it's a good bet?
I mean, it's 1 in like 600 billion. It's your odds.
It's crazy. I'm just playing.
So, apparently, if you have enough money, though, you can win the lotto because you can buy every number.
Okay.
So when it gets to like 100 million or something, you can actually make money on the lotto. Yeah, but you have to buy every single number.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So how costly would that be?
I remember reading the story.
There's something that gives you better odds.
But it's something you have to get over 70 something million, I think, because you have to spend like $50 million in dollars, or whatever to. So yeah, but you can.
It's rigged.
Yeah. You can
be taxed on it. Too,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You'd be taxed.
I think you get to write off your expense though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get your lotto is you can write that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can do the math if y'all are interested. You can reach out to Wyatt on the Facebook and do the math.
Do not do it. Do not do it. No.
Absolutely. But of course, homes, and first thing you need to do is you need to buy your own home, right? I mean, you can't, first, get you a small savings, so that if something pops up, you can take care of it. I used to say at least 1,000. Probably with today and inflation and everything in the last few years, I would say you probably need about 5,000 in your savings account at a minimum.
I agree.
To buy a house?
No, just flat. You blow your tires out, or car breaks down, or water heater, whatever you need.
Rainy day fund.
Yeah, you need at least 5,000. I used to say 1,000, but I think
to take care of life.
Yeah,
the things
because
life throws at you.
Where it is if you don't have that money and something happens, how are you going to get it? Put it on a credit card. Right?
Yeah.
You can put it on a credit card, and so you're defeating the whole purpose of living without debt. And then, of course, if you don't have it, you're gonna have to pay it off. And credit card interest rates today are 25.99999%. So that $5,000 is gonna cost you like $7,800 if you pay it off at like $300 a month. So you have to have that. And then you need to then purchase your home, right? Suggested at a minimum is 3 times your inventory, your income. To make $100,000, you want a $300,000 house.
Right.
It's harder to do that in Austin, just because of the pricing and things like that. So you probably need to stretch to 4 or 5 times your income in Austin, just because of the cost of homes to get into something. A lot of people think that they could afford a $400,000 or $500,000 house, completely afford it, but they want to get a $200,000 house because it's better, and that's great. But in reality, if you're striving for financial freedom, retirement, and you get 4% in appreciation a year, which gets more, a $200,000 house or a $500,000 house, right? Right. A $500,000 house appreciates more, so you're getting more bang for your buck, right? That's kind of the concept of the idea of why people say that. But you need to do what's more comfortable for you. So I'm not, that's just, I just want you to understand the thought process behind it. People always ask me, things like that. And I'm like, well, there are 2 thoughts of pretty much every financial decision, right? And neither of them, in my opinion, are wrong. It's just which one are you more comfortable with, and which one are you going to stick with? It's like every exercise plan in the world works. It's just which one are you going to get up at 5:30 in the morning, every morning, 5 days a week, and do. Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, and I'd also agree, if you're purchasing a property, at least hold on to it for 3 to 5 years minimum. Right now.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's so that you can at least pull some decent money out of it when that time comes.
It's not going to jump 45% like it did, a couple of years, but we're still at 4.5%.
That's pretty
increase in value. That's great return on your money.
Yeah, and there's some misunderstanding, and of course that's the reason why we brought our real estate superstar Arion Crenshaw here. Yeah. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so there's some misconceptions in house values right now, because because the big number is median sales price, right? So everybody's like, oh, the home prices in Austin falling 15%. No. Median means half above and half below, right? Mm-hmm. So half the homes that sold below this number, half the homes that sold above the number, right? What's happening is there are just more homes selling in the $300,000 to $400,000 range today than there was a year ago, and because interest rates and things like that, people are. I mean, it takes a little bit more to pull the trigger on an $800,000 house than it did 2 years ago.
100%.
Just you're looking at the payments, you're looking at the taxes, the insurance is up. You're just like so that's kind of what's going on. But people have to have homes. Families are being created. Husbands, wives. We're in Austin. Husbands, wives. So all that. But saying families are being created, and they're buying homes, and but they're not starting out at the big homes. They're starting out at the smaller homes. That's why that market, that $250,000 to $400,000 market, is always churning, no matter what the economy is doing. And that's kind of why the median sales prices dropped. And it's not. Are you seeing actual depreciation in homes?
No. So that's the misconception that's going on right now. So values aren't dropping. Prices are. Mm-hmm. And that's just because we have more inventory than we did last year and the year before that. The luxury market right now is sitting a little bit because they have more inventory than we've seen in a very long time.
Right.
Anything that's 2 or 3 million plus is sitting on the market for a bit, and a lot of those buyers are cash though, and they are buying that cash. So that's kind of the funny aspect that we're seeing. People who could have afforded $1 million home or spent $800,000 last year are now spending $600 right now to still have that same monthly payment.
Right.
And there's, they're just having to kind of, weigh pros and cons and get a home that checks 8 out of 10 of the boxes compared to something that might check a little bit more.
Right. And that makes sense. It is the times, right? And again, if you're going to hold it for 2 or 3 years, it'd be good to hold and then buy another one, right?
Well, and then there's also the people who bought during COVID and they have that 2.25% interest rate who might need a bigger home right now.
And that's tough to
but
give
they
up.
don't want to give up their 2.25%, so they're finding creative ways to make their current home work. Putting a shed in the back, putting an AC split, and
you'd be surprised. Yes,
they're doing all that stuff.
A yurt. I just learned that the other day.
Yes.
A yurt. An outdoor fancy tent, right?
Converting the garage. They're doing some pretty
right.
unique things to make their situation work.
Okay.
And again, I think it's education, seeing how much their home is valued at right now, and seeing if it's worthwhile to sell.
Yeah. So, difference between everyone, buyers hope that it's 2008, right? Sellers hope it's 2020 or 21. It's neither.
Yeah, it's 2023.
But everyone has those major things. You hear recession, you hear a change, and so 2008 they're waiting for the prices to drop. I think they're learning it's not happening.
Yep.
It took a while, right?
Yep.
And then we would tell them it wasn't happening, and then 3 months later it still wasn't happening. They're like, no, it's going to happen now. So here we are, 6-7 months later, they're not dropping, not by much.
Yep.
Some, like you said. So it's a good time to still go out there and buy.
Absolutely.
They're not going to drop.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to change is the price is going to go up.
Yep.
And that always happens year over year, right?
Always.
Well, I mean, when was the last time it's gone down drastically? 08?
No, 2010, I think.
10 a little bit?
08, 09, 2010, those were
Yeah.
when the prices were flat. But 2011, we had a depreciating housing market and a declining interest rate market for 12 years. And at some point, you just run out of those things,
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. And we said this in the last segment. I just think it bears to be repeated, is that listening to Dave Ramsey, and I'm a big disciple, especially in this money segment, about this, and he says that you should be getting a home right now because of 2 reasons. One is that the appreciation is always there at the houses, the shortage of the inventory and the appreciation. So homes are still moving up in value, and they're just hard to find right now. He says that the interest rate should never, this is Dave Ramsey, not me, so that he says should never be considered, because either the rates are now what the rates are, so it doesn't matter because you're going to have to buy a home at some point, or you buy it now and the rates fall and you just refinance, right? So that's his opinion, and it actually goes 100% lockstep with mine.
Well, and some lenders are also offering competitive programs to refinance after a certain amount of time.
Absolutely. And if somebody is interested in that, how would they get hold of you, Harry?
Again, cell phone number 512-994-6949.
I would call them if I was you.
Absolutely. Hey, you've been listening to the Home Team with Troy and Wyatt. We hope you've enjoyed what you've heard so far. If you have any questions about anything we say, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com, or you can call it 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment was brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing
Your
American Dream. See you in a minute.